Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my third iteration of my Unstoppable Paladin, and I have to say we have made huge progress with this build. As always, we are going to look at gameplay, skills, passives, gear, and of course break down that character sheet. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around, as well as in the description we have the advanced loot filter and the advanced build planner. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now the skills I'm going to be using are Shield Rush, Sigils of Hope, Shield Bash, Holy Aura, and Rive. Now I call this my Unstoppable Paladin, but to be clear, obviously it is stoppable. It is just the name of the character because it's tough as nails. The reason why it's so tough is it has over 8,000 armor when it is in combat. It is near to maxed in resistances. It has over 100% block chance with close to 2,000 block effectiveness. It is at 60% endurance and 100% crit avoidance. So you're talking about 5 different methods to let you stay alive. On top of that, I've changed up some things as well that gives you some added survivability that we will talk about in the skill portion. Now, the first thing I have to do is show you how resistances work and how armor works. And I'm gonna have to do this quick because I don't want to die. Take a look at my physical and my armor when I am in combat. You will see that my armor, with these 2 people attacking me, goes up to 70%. This can jump as high as 8,000 if I had more enemies attacking me. Okay, and my physical resistance jumped up to 70. Now I kill them. Okay. And you'll see that my physical dropped down to 30 and my armor has dropped back down to 3,100. So when you are in combat and taking damage, you will have more physical resistance and more armor, okay? I can't showcase that at the training dummy, so I just wanted to show that off really quickly as we are doing this run. Now this is empowered content. We have had no problem killing the Shade of Oribus in empowered and doing these runs. So the build is feeling a lot better. Now, if you've played my old Unstoppable Paladin, obviously Shield Rush is a great movement skill, and where this build has been singing the most as far as differences from the old one is I've been able to squeeze a lot more damage out of it. If you did notice that beginning portion of the intro of this video, I had the tooltip up for Rive, and it is now, you can get it over 120,000 on the tooltip DPS, which is way higher than we've had in the past. So I mean, right there, we just completed this empowered run. Let's go check out the Shade of Oribus. Empowered Shade of Oribus. Keep in mind, this is a tank class. We're not going to kill him in 1 second, but we should do pretty good. And we have pulled the bleed one. Great. Cannot stand in that. Now, one change that I have made is our Sigils of Hope are an instant cast, so it makes it very easy to keep them up. We can stand in all this, but that. What betrayal? Chaos of flesh. We do have a 15% kill threshold with Rive as well.
Fate will not change. What betrayal? Chaos. Flesh is temporary.
Got you, Shade of Oribus. Unstoppable Pally wins. Let me show you how to recreate this build. Moving over to skills, and we're going to go right down the line, starting with Shield Rush. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, you want 3 into Warrior's Entrance, 3 into Splintering Impact, 2 into Critical Rush, 2 into Obliterating Rush, 1 into Echoes of Charge, 5 into Stretch Time, 2 into Critical Echo, 2 into Obliterating Echo. Now, basically the way I set this up is as much damage as humanly possible. What I like about it is when I am just darting around the map and killing trash, if this crits, which it does a lot, and this build is focused on crit multiplier, I've seen it hit as high as 50,000 damage. So you're not killing bosses with it, but it just makes it so easy to clear trash as just an added damage dealer. Okay, Shield Rush. Moving over to Rive, our main damage dealer, and what this build is around. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, you want 3 into Outburst, 1 into Overwhelm, 2 into Reclamation. This is your Leech. 3 into Brutality, 1 into Coup de Grace. This gives you your 15% kill threshold. Then you come down here, 5 into Flurry, 4 into Concentration, 1 into Focus Strikes. This makes it where on your third hit, it is a guaranteed crit. And then last but not least, 2 into Rending. This makes it where your first and second strike shred armor. Now let me explain, okay? You have a larger area, 120%. So your third strike is an AoE hit that leeches you life, that has a 15% kill threshold, and that is a guaranteed crit. And down here, Flurry makes it where your first and second strike attack as fast as possible, so that you get as many 3 strikes as possible. So your your first and second attack are quick, which shreds armor, which sets up for your Rive. This is the exact way you want to run it, and you want 22 points. If you only had 21 points, I would take 2 out of, or if you only had 20 points, I would take 2 out of Flurry. Okay. Moving on to Holy Aura. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, I did make some changes here. So before I went very heavy into crit and crit multiplier because I wanted that extra 15%, but I realized I'm pretty much wasting 7 points. So what I did instead is I went up. I went health regen, but I really wanted the poison resistance and the cleanses ailments, which is really nice. So anytime you use Holy Aura and you are fighting a dot build or a dot boss, you can always cleanse ailments that are on you through your Holy Aura. Super lifesaver. Not a lifesaver. I don't know what I said. You want 2 into Vital Boon, 1 into Purification, 4 into Phantasm, 5 into Call to Arms, 4 into Shelter from the Storm, 4 into Mighty Shield. Very easy. Holy Aura, great skill. This is why we pick Paladin. I like it. Sigils of Hope, 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, I have also changed up Sigils of Hope a lot. We no longer go on to the double health regen, and we no longer go for the block chance and block effectiveness because we are using a different shield and no longer need it. What you want to do is 5 into Empowering Sigils, 1 into Last Wish, 2 into Word of the Alacrity, 1 into Exgenesy, 4 into Iron Sigils, 4 into Enduring Hope, 1 into Tetragram, and what's new is I've come down here, 1 into Faith and 1 into Fervor. Now what this does is if you take a hit that renders you under 25% health, it eats a sigil and you regain 200 health, which is nice. So not only do you have these 5 or 6 different affixes that are giving you survivability, also if you take a big hit, you can eat a sigil, consume a sigil, and give you back life. And when that happens, you're also going to gain haste, so you run around faster. Okay? Kind of a nice little quality of life improvement, and this has kept me alive while gaming. Okay? I also like having the instant cast. It's really nice. All right? Sigils of Hope. Last but not least, Shield Bash. Give you 1 second to screenshot it. Moving on, I have also changed this up as well. Now, what Shield Bash is going to do for you, it's basically every time you use it, it's going to stun the enemy. It is going to put Armor Shred on the enemy. So 3 stacks of Armor Shred. It's going to put 3 stacks of Slow and 3 stacks of Frailty. So it's going to put 9 stacks with stun for that 1 hit. And the idea is that every single time you use Shield Rush, Shield Bash is also going to trigger. So basically, you run into combat, you're going to get your Shield Bash is going to go off, and then it's going to echo, and your Shield Bash is going to go off. So you're going to hit the enemy 3 times just from your movement skill, and then you're going to clean them all up with Rive. You want 3 into Cutting Edge, 3 into Hindrance, 1 into Double Bash, 3 into Protective Impact, 1 into Power Rush, 2 into Dazed, 3 into Broadening Shields, and 3 into Disarming Blows. I've tested this a lot. This is the best way to run it. Those are the skills. Moving over to passives, and right now my character's level 92. I have completely changed up the passives, okay? Level 92. You want 5 into Overwhelm, 5 into Juggernaut, 5 into Ironclad, 5 into Valiant Charge, 5 into Time and Faith. This is going to give you mana and health for every time you swing with Rive, and 10 into Mail Crusher. We use a mace. It is a blunt weapon. It's going to give us 120% damage from Mail Crusher. Okay. What's also nice is we have our movement skill increase cooldown. We're going to be able to use Shield Rush all the time. Okay. We actually have the most points into the base Sentinel class. We'll go over to Void Knight then. You want 10 into Abyssal Durance. This gives us Void Resistance, Physical Resistance, and Health. 10 into Devouring Blade. This gives you 100% increased damage as long as you killed an enemy recently. And 8 into Doom Knight, Health, and Strength. You then bounce over to Forge Guard. You want 10 into Battle Hardened. This is the node that gave us that physical damage and armor when hit. This is why we were getting those big increases at the beginning of the gameplay version. Right now I'm leveling Weapons Master. This is strength and melee damage. I put 1 into Steel Aegis and 8 into Rallying Block. I also should have pointed out that when you take a hit, you also have increased block, and this can stack up to 10 times. All right. Then moving over to Paladin. That's right, our last one. Even though we are a Paladin, we are only putting 15 points into Paladin. And we have to put 15 points in so we can unlock Sigils of Hope. Aaron, if you're not putting points into Paladin, why aren't you a Forge Guard or a Void Knight? Because only Paladin can unlock Holy Aura, which is the skill you want for this build. Okay. You want 8 into Conviction, 5 into Honor, 2 into Valor. That's it. And really, you're only putting those in there because you need Sigils of Hope, but they do help you with the build. Those are the passives. Moving over to everyone's favorite gear, starting with idols. Now, the idol you want to look for is this. Increase or Rive Critical Strike Multiplier and chance to shred armor on hit. This can roll as high as 45 and 60. Now, also for this build, you need lots and lots and lots of physical resistance, and I'll explain that in a second. So I also have kind of the same one. It rolled a perfect 45, but also has physical resistance. And then I took another that has physical resistance. The rest of these other ones are just physical damage idols. Okay, but the big ones you want, 2 of them, Rive Critical Strike Multiplier. Okay. Moving over to gear. Technically speaking, there is nothing required for this build, okay? Nothing required. You can use great, rare, crafted, or exalted gear for it. That being said, the gear that I am using that are unique is a Bastion of Honor Shield and Step. This gives you this is a good rolled one. This gives 105% melee critical strike multiplier. These boots is what pushed this build's damage way up. But again, even though it gives you good movement speed, you got to have your other gear pretty good to be able to still get your survivability affixes, okay? And when you see, if I take these boots off, I got 105 physical resistance, and then I would get a boost, another 40 in damage, or when I'm taking damage. So when I put these on, we drop all the way down to 30, but huge damage numbers, okay? Not required. This is where I'm getting the damage from. Helmet. You want melee physical damage if wielding a blunt weapon. You can get this on helmet and armor because a mace is a blunt weapon. Amulet. Crit multiplier physical damage. You saw the shield. +2 to Rive, which gives you melee damage, and +23 to melee physical damage if wielding a blunt weapon. Our blunt weapon, these are the 3 affixes you want. Melee physical, crit multiplier, chance to shred armor on hit. You'd find an exalted one of these. Ring, physical and strength. Belt, physical, health, and endurance. Ring, physical and strength. Relic, physical and crit multiplier. You saw the boots, and gloves, strength, health, melee, attack, speed. Now on your gloves, what you really want to do is stack health, and what you want on here is melee, attack, speed, and if you don't have strength, something good would be leech on hit as well. Okay, that is the gear. So now let's break down the character sheet. I have 55 points into strength, movement speed is 39, but obviously a lot of our movement is going to come from shield rush. You saw that my physical resistance will be 70% when I am in combat, and if you hit Holy Aura, fire, lightning, cold, poison, and void are all max, so really what I am lacking in is necrotic. I need that extra 15%. Block chance is over 100, block effectiveness after I use shield rush is 1903, and that will go up again when I am in combat, putting us over 2000 block effectiveness. When you look at our damage numbers, physical damage is 592, critical strike multiplier is 292, but really this is probably closer to 500 because it does not take into account different different affixes like melee critical strike multiplier. You see that I took the boots off, it did not move the number at all, okay? So in here, it is really much higher. I would say it is close to 500. When you look at our other defensive metrics, endurance is at 59, endurance threshold 327, and critical strike avoidance 108. So again, crit avoidance, maxed. Endurance, 1 point away from maxed. Resistances, almost maxed. Armor, huge. Block chance, maxed. Block effectiveness, huge. This thing can take a hit. What would push it to the next level when it comes to unstoppable? Okay, having a good oracle amulet, so that would be less damage taken over time, and then having some items, belt, gloves, relic, maybe rings that all have health on them, or hybrid health where you can get it to try and get your health closer to 2000. Okay, if I had a decent oracle amulet and I had closer to 2000 life, I would feel even better about how far this build can go. All right, now we put on our sigils. All right, and then we hit Holy Aura. This is where we're at on our Rive third hit tooltip DPS, 123,851. Now, what does that actually translate when you are fighting the training dummy? Okay, now remember, third hit Rive is where your damage is at. You saw that we just hit for 80,000 damage. Get our sigils back up. And 89. That's the actually highest I've never seen it break 90. Almost broke 90,000. Let's see if we can get it. 80, 81, 88.6. So it's starting to get up there. That is a lot of damage. And again, remember, this is a free skill that is going to leech life, that has a 15% kill threshold, and that damage is AoE that's hitting every single enemy in that circle. Unstoppable Paladin. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new and improved Pally? Do you like it? Am I missing something to push this to the next level? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure you've heard by now that I've officially started a Twitch, streaming on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, having so much fun with the ARPG community. I streamed this build for almost 6 hours the other day, so if you have any questions about it or you want to see it in action over stream, you can head to my Twitch, first link in the description, if you'd like to go check it out. If you haven't had a chance to join the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're now over 1,300 members. Great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is also in the description. I hope you all had a fantastic day. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.